What's going on, guys? It's Sean here with Gadget Reason, and this is the first official vlog for the Gadget Reason channel. So I just wanted to get this video posted because it's something I've been thinking about for about a week now, and I feel like there's a couple of things I wanted to include in this first sort of vlog, kind of explaining why I'm even doing vlogs on a tech channel and what my thought process was behind why I think it might end up being kind of important to the overall growth and success of this channel going forward. So the first thing is I just really wanted to document the process of starting a YouTube channel in 2017. So one of the things that you'll start to hear quite a bit if you're starting to think about starting a YouTube channel now, or if you already have a YouTube channel and you're maybe interested in growing it this year, there's a lot of sort of negativity out there right now about YouTube being oversaturated. The ship has sailed basically in terms of being able to do anything. There's nothing left that you can do original. Everything's already been done. And I have a couple of unique thoughts, I guess, on YouTube and starting a YouTube channel sort of at this point in time where YouTube has already kind of really grown and blown up in terms of popularity from content producers or people thinking that they can somehow make themselves into celebrities or make a living, being a quote-unquote YouTuber. So for me, I look at YouTube as just like any other platform. So I don't really think about it as some kind of special or magical place that's going to make things happen for me. And so, to say that YouTube is oversaturated would be, you could say that about television. Every season, 50 new shows come out, or a whole bunch of new pilots are brought to all the major networks and Netflix and Amazon. And so clearly, all of those people could easily have said, I'm not going to bother to write this script because television is already saturated. There's nothing left that's original. Everything's already been done before. So to say that something is just overly saturated, or that there's just no more room for growth in a certain market or a certain platform is kind of silly, because every platform is saturated right now. So content is just everywhere. We get our content in so many different places now. I just think that's kind of a lame excuse to not do something. So for me, I personally have always been the type of person that if I really approach something with full intention and a well thought out plan that it's something I really wanted to do, I've really never not succeeded. And so I approach YouTube just like anything else. I think if I put in the right amount of hard work, the right amount of thought into the content that I want to bring to this channel, I think that anybody out there that wants to do something similar could do it. It's just a matter of what kind of execution you bring to the table. And when you see a video or you see a blog post with someone being a little bit negative, or even somebody like Roberto Blake. So if you don't follow or if you've never seen a video from Roberto Blake, he's a very inspirational speaker, a very positive person, and obviously has a lot of experience with marketing, working in the creative industry, and YouTube. And so definitely give a lot of respect to the things he says. One of the things you have to think about is, no matter how much you might respect or trust the person who's giving the advice that you're hearing, one thing you have to keep in mind always is that it's very dangerous, or I think it's very irresponsible to give a blanket statement just covering every type of person in every type of situation about how they should approach doing something. You really have no way of knowing what each person's approach to trying to make their dream come true, or their whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. You don't know what they're doing to make that work. And so because there's so many variables, I think it can be kind of silly to say that something it has a high chance of success or is probably not going to be successful, because there's really no way of knowing how motivated the person who's trying to make it happen is. So there's a couple of main reasons why I decided to actually incorporate a vlog into Gadget Reason, and definitely at the top of the list is just to help me stay motivated. So I think once my ideas have been spoken and are out there in the wild, just knowing that they're out there, even though this channel is basically non-existent right now. Most people don't even know I exist, and for a long time, none of these videos will probably get seen by more than a handful of people, but I know they're out there, and because I know they're out there, it's going to keep me motivated to continue trying to do the things that I say I'm going to do in any one of these vlogs. So if I say I want to post 3 videos a week, I'm gonna feel obligated to try and make that happen. Another big reason that I wanted to create a vlog was because I thought it might be interesting to have a documented sort of history or a whole, following the whole process through creating this channel or starting a YouTube channel, especially now in 2017, where there are a lot of people suggesting that this is not a good time to start a YouTube channel. But for me, I felt like it would be interesting to see what happens from now until maybe 6 months from now, 8 months from now. And one of the things that I've always been curious about or would have appreciated seeing was some of the other YouTube channels out there that I've watched or followed for years. I've noticed that not a lot of them have any kind of clearly documented process showing all the things that they went through to get to where they are now. Just take, for example, MKBHD. Marques Brownlee is one of my favorite tech YouTubers. He's obviously one of the originals, sort of like a pioneer when it comes to doing tech videos on YouTube. And I would love to have seen a vlog from him from maybe when he first started, when he was 15 or 12 years old, or however old he was, all the way up to now that he's this huge success, and kind of seen how he stayed motivated and what kind of things he went through struggling to continue to produce videos in a timely manner, or struggling with balancing other obligations like school and the things that he was going through. It would have been really interesting for me, at least, and I think a lot of other people as well, to see what that process looked like. And I think the same thing goes for someone like Casey Neistat, or whatever your favorite YouTube channel or your favorite YouTube category is. I'm sure you have someone out there that you've watched for a while, and you'd find it interesting to see how they actually made everything happen and continued to produce videos even when maybe they weren't getting the growth that they wanted, or they weren't getting the video views that they wanted, things like that. So I thought that would be kind of cool, is that if this channel ends up being successful, then it'll be cool for people to be able to see how I got to where I was. But it'll also be interesting even if it's not successful. And in a year from now, if I decide the channel was not going anywhere and I decide to stop creating videos for Gadget Reason, then I'll be able to still have that documented process of all the things I learned along the way. So in terms of the type of content that you can expect to see on Gadget Reason, obviously this is definitely going to be a tech-driven channel. I don't want this channel to become just a daily vlog or a lifestyle channel. These vlogs are going to be sort of secondary to the main focus point of this channel, which is talking about technology. But I do, right out of the gate, I kind of sort of narrowed it down to 3 types of content that I want to produce on this channel. One is obviously these vlogs that you're seeing right now. So any kind of stuff that I have on my mind, maybe some stuff talking about what's coming up next on the channel, maybe some things talking about problems that I've had, or new equipment, or any kind of changes that might be taking place either in my life or on this channel that are all somehow tech related will be discussed in the vlog episodes like this one. The second type of content that I'll obviously be producing is going to be video reviews of tech products, but also sort of common use cases for a lot of technology that's out there. So I definitely want to spend a lot of time talking about specifics on how I use new pieces of technology, or even things that I've been using for years, just kind of giving people more insight into what they can do with some of this technology that's out there in the wild. So I definitely want to be a little bit more real world based, and kind of giving the average consumer a better idea of what they might be able to expect in terms of advantages or disadvantages to using or incorporating certain pieces of technology into their lifestyle. And then the third type of content that I really wanted to create was some sort of bi-weekly sort of wrap-up of the top news stories for the past 3 days. So I was thinking maybe doing one every 3 days kind of to start, and kind of pick out some of the top tech stories that are sort of revolving around the web and that have made headlines, but also kind of digging up one or two that might be a little obscure or that you might have missed. My thought was to create some short, 7 or 8 minute long videos that try to wrap up the best in tech from the past few days and kind of give my perspective on what's been going on in the tech world. So that was the other type of content that I was really looking forward to creating. So that's pretty much all for the types of content that I'll be producing sort of right out of the gate. Now, getting back to platform specific stuff for a second, for a lot of people out there that have thought about becoming a quote-unquote YouTuber, one of the things that they may not consider is how much hard work is involved, and they may just start doing it and then after a few months just give up or decide that it's just not worth working for. I think that's a big part of the reason why there might be a lot of misconceptions out there about whether or not it is or isn't a good time to start a YouTube channel. From a content perspective, it's a great time to start a YouTube channel because content is king right now. Content is everywhere, specifically with video. I mean, you don't have to look any further than Instagram and YouTube and all of the social networks that are trying to now incorporate more and more video, to understand that video is definitely a huge part of the content that we're going to be consuming for the foreseeable future. So being a content producer can't be a bad thing, but at the same time, you really have to be motivated to do it for other reasons other than trying to maybe get rich quick schemes or whatever reason you might have for wanting to start a YouTube channel, other than you just love creating quality videos. And the last thing I wanted to mention really quickly is that, if you're somebody out there who has a goal in mind, whether it's you want to start your own business, you want to create a YouTube channel, you want to, whatever it is you want to do, you want to become a singer, a songwriter, anything out there that you want to do that involves creativity, you really have to get to a point where you stop planning, stop thinking about it, stop telling yourself that if I just get one more piece of equipment, a better camera, a better lens, when I can save up and get a better microphone or a better computer for editing or whatever it might be, whatever the tools you need, if you can stop convincing yourself that whenever you have that next big piece of equipment, then you'll start actually doing what it is you want to do, you're never ever going to do it. I went through that a little bit. I kept telling myself I needed better and better camera equipment and better microphones and better video editing software and all these different tools. And the reality is that if you keep pretending that you're not doing it because you're not ready, you'll never be ready. You're never going to feel like you're just ready to do whatever it is you're trying to do in terms of creativity. You just have to do it and hope that the pieces fall in place and really put your passion and your hard work into it. And you really have to try and ward off all those discouraging comments or the people around you that might be trying to downplay or talk you out of following your passion or following your dreams. One of the things that I've experienced a lot being a lifelong creative person is that you will run into a lot of people that are what I call dream crushers. And basically what a dream crusher is for me is someone who gave up on their dream or their passion a long time ago. Whether that's because their parents talked them out of it, or whether it's because they just didn't believe enough in themselves to follow it and pursue it. There could be a lot of reasons why people give up on their dreams or give up on their passions to do other more safe jobs or careers or just things that are more secure or feel just easier for that matter. You're gonna run into people that will try to talk you out of or tell you all the reasons why following your passion or your dream to do something that might seem a little bit odd or might seem like something that is just not a safe path to follow for financial prosperity or for security. And you're going to run into those people and they're going to try and talk you out of it, or they're going to say things that make you feel bad about the decision that you've made. And so just be aware of that and be prepared to figure out how you're going to block that stuff out so that you can continue doing what it is you love to do, because people that follow their passion, in my opinion, end up being the most successful people in the world. So that's just about going to do it for this first vlog. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the stuff I had to say. I obviously don't expect a lot of people to ever see this video, but if you do and you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of good things coming in 2017. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Gadget Reason. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good one.